Hello guys, welcome to the VAR show. So today we are going to do something different. So today I'm going to analyze kind of Liverpool and I'm going to analyze the three losses that they have had, major losses, not taking into consideration the Carabao Cup loss against Aston Villa. So majorly they have lost three games. Not lost, they have not received maximum points from three games. That is, first was Napoli against Napoli, UEFA Champions League on 17th 9 2019. They lost 2-0. Secondly, against Manchester United, they drew 1-1 in the English Premier League. That was on 2010-2019. And the next major loss was against Atlético Madrid on 18th February 2020 in the Champions League. They lost 1-0. The first thing, all the three games were away. They have not drawn or lost in any of the home games till now. So first we will see, like I have screenshots which I'll be putting up in the screen. If you, I think it should be up by now. So yeah, so this is just a random, not a random, but the starting one of the analysis. So first I will start with the lineups here. So Liverpool generally play a 4-3-3. Okay, and they play with two very attacking fullbacks, three conservative midfielders whose main work is to provide dynamism to the team, and three extremely fast and interchangeable forwards who continuously change positions, and they basically, the wingers even act as a inverted wingers, and the striker Firmino plays between the lines. So there were three games in which Liverpool suffered and did not take maximum efficiency from the whatever, they did not get the maximum desired result. So the first game was against Napoli. Napoli played a 4-4-2. So we should first start with formations. Okay, Napoli played a 4-4-2. Second game was against United. United played a 3-5-1-2. Sorry, 3-4-1-2, or you can say 3-5-2, with Pereira basically playing between the lines. And the third game was against Atlético Madrid, which Atlético Madrid played the formation 4-4-2. So you can see a common theme here. Like if you have a strict 4-4-2, you can, I think 4-4-2 is one of the ways in which you can stifle Liverpool's team and what they want to achieve. Basically, you can see two games which they have lost against Napoli and Atletico. Both the teams have played 4-4-2, but they have played very contrasting games. Like the techniques have been very different. And United, who drew, they played a 3-4-1-2 or 3-5-2. You can consider one of this. It was an interchangeable formation. So first we'll go with Napoli. So if you see Napoli, yeah, so the formation, so basically the main thing here we can see is Napoli played a 4-4-2 and Atletico Madrid played a 4-4-2. So 4-4-2 is what if I was going to play against Liverpool, I would take a 4-4-2. Now let's see one more, let's see the other part. So Liverpool usually attack through the wings. So you can see that in this first photo against Napoli, that is. So if you see, the attacking zones. So what do you do? So Liverpool attack through the left side and the right side. Out of it is 33%, 31% and 36%. So what did Napoli do? So Napoli, they attacked primarily through the wings, but more primarily through the left hand side, that is their left, and Liverpool's right. So who happens to be there? Trent Alexander-Arnold, who can be got at because of his high attacking output. Like he puts a lot in his attacking side, and his defensive side is not as polished as his attacking part of the game. So Napoli tried to exploit that part through the left hand side. Okay, and then we will see even for Atletico Madrid what they have done. So yeah, so I've just taken screenshots, and maybe you can go to some other website and see again. Against Atletico Madrid, again they have put 46% of their attack through the left hand side, that is through Liverpool's right, that is they have targeted Trent Alexander-Arnold. So you see a common theme running here. So even if you want, I can show you. I think it'll be up by now. The United ones. United also attack through the wings, but they attack primarily through the left hand side. That is, they primarily through the right hand side. That is Liverpool's left hand side. So they try to, They try to exploit the right hand side of the game. That is, they try to exploit Robertson, but unfortunately, Robertson played extremely good in the game, and he was one of the standout players. So there's a reason they did not win. So that was the attacking side. So by now we know, like, what are these people doing, like what are the teams who have gotten some form of results are doing. So now we'll move on to the next part, that is player position. So if you can see, first we will see the Napoli player position. So in the Napoli player position, you can easily see what's happening here. You see here, so Mario Rui is the left back and Giovanni Di Lorenzo is the right back for Napoli. So you see they have formed a triangle here, and if you see Liverpool's heat map formation player position, you see number 11, 14 and 66 and number 26, 7 and 10 are like a triangle. They form a mini triangles, and that is, I think, how they attack, and that should be the major reason they should be stopped there. So if you see Napoli, if you see Liverpool, number 66 is Trent Alexander-Arnold, number 14 is Jordan Henderson, and number 11 is Mohamed Salah. And in the opposite flank, it is 26 Andrew Robertson, 7 James Milner, and 10 Sadio Mane. So you see they form mini triangles in the both sides of the pitches, whichever side they are attacking from. So what Napoli have done, they have formed a triangle of themselves. So you see number 6 Mario Rui, number 8 Fabian Ruiz, and number 24 Lorenzo Insigne. They are on their left hand side and Liverpool's right hand side. And in the other part of the pitch, Giovanni Di Lorenzo number 22, Alan number 5, and number 7 Jose Callejon. So they have formed a mini triangle and they have tried to come back. So in this position now, Firmino is faced with two defenders, Kalidou Koulibaly and Kostas Manolas, who are extremely quick, both of them, and Firmino will have a hard time taking on them alone. So they have at least, if not a man advantage, they have equal number of players in most of the duels that they're going to play. So this was Napoli's way of doing it, and you can see it's evident they have almost equal positions. Now we'll move on to a second way of doing it, that is United. How did Manchester United do it? So we'll see Manchester United in just a few seconds. So in Manchester United, see what Man United and Atletico Madrid have deployed something else. So in this again, you can see number 66 and 14 are together, Jordan Henderson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Over here, they have not formed a triangle on the right because they played with two strikers in this game, I assume, because Mo Salah was not playing. Or they played with three, but Mane was more central because of absence of Mo Salah. So they have a duo 66 and 14, that is Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jordan Henderson. And on the left, they have continued the trend, 26 Robertson, 5 Jorginho Wijnaldum, and 27 Divock Origi. So what these people have done, United, so they doubled up in the left hand side, that is Marcos Rojo and Ashley Young. They kind of stifled out Henderson and Alexander-Arnold, and they formed a square in the middle of the park, that is Fred, number 17, number 39 McTominay, Andres Pereira number 15, Marcus Rashford 10, and Daniel James 21, who dominated the midfield. Like it was basically kind of, they had a dominance in the midfield. So Daniel James could even go and help the midfield duo of Fred and McTominay, and they would probably have a man advantage, or at least equal amount of men in the midfield, or he could even come in between Rashford and Andres Pereira to give them an attacking edge and have a one-man advantage against Joel Matip and Van Dijk. So they have used this type of formula. Whatever they have tried this type, and they were successful in somewhat. And the third was Atletico Madrid. How did Atletico Madrid play, and what was their idea? Their idea was similar to both Liverpool and Napoli. So as you can see, again, you can see 66 Trent, 14 Henderson, and 11 Mo Salah forming mini triangles here, and 26, 5 and 10 on the other flanks. So here what they have done is similar to what United did. They have formed square in the middle. So you see Saul Niguez number 8, Thomas Partey, Angel Correa, Alvaro Morata, they form the exterior points of the square, and Koke in the middle, who goes to help out. And again, important part, they have doubled down on the right hand side. That is, Renan Lodi and Thomas Lemar are on the left. That is, they are doubling up on the right hand side of Liverpool's attack, because you have Trent Alexander-Arnold who can whip in crosses. So on the left hand side it is not that much, because Robertson is a little bit more conservative compared to Arnold, and his deliveries are not of the same caliber of Arnold. So they have chosen to double up on the left hand side. So moving on, you can see the common theme. Again, I'll start with Napoli. So there is a player positions. What is the general player positions? Now you can see. So now I'll move on to, where's the Napoli one? No, yeah. So the Napoli one is here. Yeah. So you can see Napoli scored a goal in the 82nd minute through a penalty, and the 90+2 first minute was a counter-attack goal. So they scored very late on. After the penalty, the 90+1 was, you can say, fortunate enough. Okay. If you see, Atletico Madrid scored in the 4th minute. Saul Niguez. I'll just come back. You might be thinking, why I'm saying so much. I'll say you. United scored in the 36th minute, and then there was hardly any transaction from their end. So the reason why I'm saying you this is, so Dries Mertens and Fernando Llorente scored right for them. So I'll show you the number of shots. You can see the shots here. You can see Dries Mertens had 4 shots, 2 on target, and he scored 1. So you can see the efficiency. Fernando Llorente 1 shot, 1 on target, and a goal. Next up, so you will probably see all this together at once in the screen. United, you see the shots. So who scored for United? Rashford had 2 shots, 1 on target, and he scored. And mind you, over here we had Adrian on the goalkeeping duties, so it wasn't like high class compared to, like, if of course Adrian is good enough, but he's not Alisson. And even against Napoli, it was Adrian. So moving on to Atletico Madrid, Saul Niguez scored in the 4th minute, and guess what? Saul Niguez had 1 shot and 1 on target, and he scored. So it is very, very important to take your chances against Liverpool, because if you see all the numbers, they have not taken, their shots are there, but it is not of very high quality. Like Napoli had 10 shots to Liverpool's 13, and 5 on target to compare to Liverpool's 4. So you can probably see the statistics on the, as I speak, you can see, even if you take for United's case, they had 7 to Liverpool's 10, 2 on target to Liverpool's 4. And if you take Atletico's, they had 7 to Liverpool's 8, and they had 2 on target, and Liverpool didn't have a shot on target, so they have outworked Liverpool through tackles and everything, aerial duel zone, but they had very less possession. So what we can see is the major part where we can get on Liverpool is through counter attack. So if you see the defensive part now, first we'll go to Napoli as usual, because we are starting with Napoli. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, the right back, had 4 tackles, 3 clearances. Can you imagine? 4 tackles and 3 clearances. And where's the left back? So the left back also, I'm not able to see the left back. Okay, so Mariri had 4 interceptions and 1 clearance. So the fullbacks have to be very, very good. Even the central midfield Alan had 3 tackles, 1 interceptions. Kalidou Koulibaly had 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 5 clearances, 2 block shots. So your team has to work efficiently, and you will be put on the immense pressure from Liverpool's attacking part. This is more evident. See, again against United, and Wan-Bissaka, 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 clearances. The other left back was Ashley Young, who played in that part. He had 2 interceptions and 3 clearances. So you see, the players have to make an enormous amount of tackles, and they have to help each other out. You can see Andres Pereira, who was playing kind of between the lines, he had 2 tackles, and 2 3 interceptions, and he committed 2 fouls. So the amount of defensive discipline you have to have is enormous. And now we will move on to Atletico, who are anyways renowned for their defending, but let's see. So the first left back, Renan Lodi, he had 6 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 clearances. Can you imagine? 6 tackles. Koke had 3 tackles, 1 interceptions, 1 clearance. And the right back, Simie Vraslisko, had 1 tackle, 2 interceptions and 2 clearances, but they had doubled up on the left hand side, that is Renan Lodi's side. So Renan Lodi had an amazing game for Liverpool, for Atletico Madrid. So I'll show you one last thing before I would say. I'm not trying to one more peculiar stuff which I found out was clearances. So wait, it's not opening for some reason. So now we have the clearances. So I'm seeing from who scored, so you can even go and see there. So clearances. First we'll start with Napoli as usual, because I don't want to just over jump. Okay, so if you see the clearances, none of them have played from behind the back. Of course clearances are clearances, but most of the time they tend to just boot it out. And most of the clearances are crosses. They had defended 10 and feet were 11, so it's quite difficult for the opponents, and most of them in the center of the box, so they were mostly crosses and hardly anything. So if you move on to United's game and you see the clearances, so United made a mammoth 29 clearances, out of which 16 were headed. Can you imagine? 16 headed clearances, and all bar one, all were in between of the inside the box. So again, Atletico Madrid clearances, 21 clearances, only bar 2 all were inside the box, and 15 were headed. So there has been a lot. They have you have to be very, very disciplined, and your discipline has to be very, very strong, and you have to be you require discipline masterclass to win against this Liverpool team. So in my ending I would like to say that so like how you can see from these teams who have gotten something out of this Liverpool team. So basically what I could make a common theme is you need to develop on your left hand side. That is, you need to have two people to mark out their triangles. They will probably form between Robertson, Henderson and Salah, and on the left it is not very lethal compared to the right, but it is nonetheless it is not very bad either. You have Robertson, Mane and whichever the other midfielder is playing, be it Wijnaldum or be it Milner, they kind of form a triangle. So first and foremost, if you should shift yourselves to the left, you should mark out on the right hand side of their attack, that is your left hand side. You have to develop over there and have two people there, like what Atletico Madrid did. And the other part, you can also have someone like what they have done, Atletico Madrid, like have kind of a square, and you have one guy who is helping in both the sides. Or you can even go through a Napoli way where you have double up on both the sides and then go ahead and hit on the counter. But the thing is, what Atletico Madrid and what Manchester United used, that is, they form kind of a quadrilateral with a player in the middle, continuously shifting between the lines. What happens with that is you get to score early. It unsettles them. But with what Napoli did, they struck at the last. So Napoli was a 50-50. You could not actually say, okay, fine, it was a sure shot result. But with what United and Atletico used, it was they got a goal early on. So that is one thing that you can do. So I will probably make a more detailed analysis of the Liverpool team once the videos are available to me, but that will be sometime later on, maybe 2-3 months down the line, after the season is over and all the results are done. Till then, I think 4-4-2 is the way, and you double up on your left and your right. You especially on your left where they are attacking, and you have a quadrilateral like what Atletico did, with one player in the between who will work between the lines, and all your players have to continuously put in 110% effort. You have to be disciplined in and around the box. And yeah, so that is it from this episode. Till the next episode, take care and bye.